Hello. So now I will be using my voice to talk about the rest of body language in ASL. So I would like to touch on the main points. The main idea of body language is to convey different gestures and thus different meanings. So you can use your facial features such as your eyes, your mouth, your eyebrows, and your cheeks to your advantage when using ASL. You also need to be mindful of your posture because bad posture can reflect low self-esteem without you meaning to. In addition, you can indicate discomfort if you are signing and you seem to be nervous. And then finally, if you want to convey that you're whispering or in a quiet voice, you may lean forward as I just did now. To start off with your eye and eyebrow movements, you can use your eyes to convey different emotions. So for example, if you want to convey enthusiasm, you may want to open your eyes really wide. But of course, you can use any other emotion that you want to convey, such as seriousness, frustration, confusion, etc. When it comes to your eyebrows, you can raise your eyebrows to turn the phrase that you just signed into a question. But if you want to ask a who, what, where, why, how type of question, then you would want to furrow your eyebrows. So for example, when asking why is it important, you want to furrow your eyebrows. Moving on to your mouth can also be important when conveying different meanings. So for example, if you do a ch mouth shape, that would be describing how big something is. Another example would be if you make an O shape and then inhale air, that can signify that you are describing something skinny or thin. And then lastly, the O shape can also be used, but if you exhale air, then that can mean frustration or relief. So next, we can talk about sign size. So depending on how big of an audience you have, your signing will be a different size. So if you have a larger audience, then your signing would like to be larger because you want to make sure that your signs are distinguishable from different points of views and at a distance. In contrast, if you are just speaking to someone directly in front of you, then you don't have to use such large gestures because they can clearly see you. So for example, in a theater, the actors use very large signs to convey great emotion and so that it is distinguishable with such a large audience. Now we can also use our cheeks. So if you hold in air in your cheeks and then you slowly release it, then that can mean disapproval or frustration or that you're struggling. So then that can be one of those things. If you can also hold in the air in your cheeks but then not release it. And this has the meaning of saying, I didn't say anything, or I don't have anything else to say. And then lastly, you can suck in your cheeks as if you were using a straw, and this signifies how skinny or small something is that you're describing, and so it's similar to the O shape of. So now I would like to talk about the impact that body language has on ASL. With body language, you are able to add clarity to the language and thus make yourself seem more descriptive and emotive. Without body language, using ASL would be like using a monotone voice. So again, without body language, ASL could be confusing because you would never know when you were being asked a question or when you were just being told things. And then you wouldn't also know how to appropriately respond to people because you wouldn't know what type of emotion they are conveying. And then lastly, you could also feel disconnected to the signer or as a signer because you wouldn't feel that engagement or that interest in that conversation. And now lastly, a quick little reflection. Overall, I learned that in order to be good at ASL, you need to be good at incorporating your facial features and your body language. The key to all of this is just to make yourself understood. And body language allows yourself to be understood. So I just quickly have my sources, and I would like to thank you for listening. Bye!